Hello, this is Nausheen Ahmed, and I would like to present on the USMIRC platform a quick overview of what is cellular therapy and currently approved CARs and bispecifics, which constitute cellular therapy. Here are my disclosures. So I'd like to talk broadly about the concept of chimeric antigen receptor T cells and the receptors. So here are the native T cells, which have their T cell receptor. The T cell receptors and T cell rely on a third party cell in order to recognize the tumor antigen, so antigen presenting cells, in order to activate the T cells. These are your native T cell receptors, which have several components but do not have an antigen recognition domain. And the concept of chimeric antigen receptors, which are synthetic receptors that are expressed on T cells once they're genetically modified to express such receptors. The concept is that to bypass the third party cell and the multi-step process towards activation of the T cell. So here we have an antigen binding domain, which can be either a CD19 recognition domain for lymphomas, or it can be a BCMA recognition domain for multiple myeloma, as well as other. It can be engineered to recognize pretty much any target that we would like. And then they directly stimulate and activate the T cells to fight the tumor via two pathways currently in the currently approved CARs, which can be the CD28 pathway or the 4-1BB pathway. This is the general production and administration schema. Here we have patients, they first undergo leukapheresis where PMBCs are collected. Those are then sent to a central manufacturing lab, depending on which product it is, where they have transduction, expansion of the T cell, and finally we have the product, the CAR-T product that's made. And once we are aware that the CAR-T is now successfully manufactured, then the patient typically goes through lymphodepleting chemotherapy. The purpose of this lymphodepleting chemotherapy is so that that allows a proper expansion of the CAR-T cells once they're infused, and there's less chance of rejecting those cells. The typical lymphodepleting chemotherapies used, the regimen is fludarabine and cyclophosphamide, although there may be some others that could be used. The patient then receives a CAR-T cell infusions. Another class of cellular therapy that are now rapidly emerging are bispecific T cell engagers. These are drugs that have two arms essentially, one that binds to a T cell and one that binds to the target on the cancer cell. So whether it's CD19 or 20 or whether it's BCMA, we can design that to attach to any antigen of interest. And what it does is it brings these two cells together and allows a T cell to fight the tumor cell. Now, the concept of CAR-T cells in hematological malignancies and the work that has gone into it has been decades before the first approvals. So the first generated CAR, which was first generation CAR-T, was manufactured in 1993. And it was decades after that that we had the actual first approvals in diseases which were initially non-Hodgkin's lymphoma as well as ALL. In 2017, we had axicell, tisacel, and lisocell. These are CD19 directed autologous CAR-T cell therapies for lymphomas and ALL. And then in 2022, we see earlier lines for use of these CD19 directed products in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. In myeloma, it was in 2021 that we had the first approval for a BCMA-directed autologous CAR-T cell product, ide-cel, and then subsequently another product, cilta-cel, which was also BCMA-directed, although these products have some differences in design. Other indications for which there is approval is ALL in younger age group as well as in older age groups, mantle cell lymphoma, follicular lymphoma. And we're expecting future approvals in terms of earlier lines of therapy or other indications in the coming near future. Thank you for your attention. These are my areas of interest, which is cellular therapy in hematological malignancies, as well as other growing indications, including solid tumors and non-cancer indications. I am passionate about access and disparities and models of care to increase access. Thank you.